morning, Mr. Wilson. Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Okay. On February 6th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to an assault in progress at Provision High School. And one moment, Your Honor. And observed 15 to 20 students fighting each other and struggling with staff members and security guards. The officer detained a number of students, and after the scene had mostly calmed down, a female was struggling and fighting against the male students to run out onto the gym floor and rejoin the fight. And furthermore, the officer approached the group of males who told the males to put the female students behind her back. And as the officer got closer, the defendant turned towards the officer, put his arms up to stop the officer's progress towards the female, and said, "No, no, no." The officer grabbed the defendant's shirt and told him not to interfere and that he would be taken to jail. The defendant replied, "I will," and remained in the officer's path. The officer handcuffed the defendant, ordered the defendant to get on the ground, began pushing the defendant towards the ground, and told him to get on the ground again. The defendant remained on his knees, pushing up against being pushed, and the officer pushed the defendant down towards the wall, and the defendant pushed up again, causing the officer to fall to the ground.
The officer couldn't walk around him? Really? Mr. Wilson, I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward to the case. Life's hard enough as it is. Don't make it harder, man. Really. How old are you?
18.
You're 18? Are you still in high school? Let me give you a lawyer. We'll try to work things out for you. Just when you get into a pissing match with someone who has a power of arrest, who's going to win? You know what I mean? I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. I'll have you take a seat. Let me find you a lawyer, okay? Come on.
All right, Judge, next is page 9 and 10.
Are you Blake Long? Mr. Long, you're charged in 2 cases. You're charged with possession of marijuana. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to 6 months in jail on the weed case, and you're facing up to a year on the gun case. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 8th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle driving west on Sam Houston and ran the Texas license plate of the vehicle through NCIC, TCIC. The officer found a return came back with the registration expired as of September 2024. A traffic stop was then initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana and could see a green leafy substance in a pocket behind the passenger seat. The green leafy substance was in a clear glass jar, and the defendant stated he was driving to his grandmother's house and stated he had just smoked. The defendant stated there was marijuana in the back seat within arm's reach and that the marijuana was for his grandmother. The defendant further stated there was a 9mm handgun inside the middle console area, not registered to him. The officer searched the motor vehicle and located the glass jar containing a clear bag with green leafy substance in the center console area and the 9mm handgun inside the middle console. The substance was believed to be marijuana based on training experience with a weight of 12.1 grams.
Mr. Long, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run his license, please?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive unless you also have liability insurance. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That it's a bond condition of yours as well. Do not pick up any new cases. I don't want you in possession of any weapons at this time.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll have you fill out an application to see whether you qualify. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll have you sign the bond conditions, and I'll have you meet with a lawyer here momentarily. Okay.
Judge,
Please.
was that state's on?
States. Yeah.
Thanks, that's very
Ready?
Yes, sir. Oh, no.
Oh, I guess let me.
What's your name?
Good morning. You were Mr. Sands, right?
Sir.
Mr. Sands, you're charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated. I'm sorry, not to be probated, with 67 days in jail to give you credit for it.
So
And it looks like you also have a terroristic threat. It looks like they're going to dismiss this case as a result of this plea bargain.
So,
Is that how you understand it?
so,
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement.
so,
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. Is this what you want to do?
so,
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
yes. I guess,
I'm sorry?
I guess,
Guilty to the criminal trespass that we talked about. You can guilty to the criminal trespass. Do you understand? And they're dismissing the parents did that. So they're not guilty. It's not that city. That's the city. You have to tell the judge that.
thank you, the, so,
Are you guilty of the criminal trespass?
so,
Okay. You know what we're doing, right? That it's going to go on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail, all right? If you go back to, where was it, Alex?
Time Arres.
The trespass was at a McDonald's, Your Honor.
If you go back to this McDonald's, you will end up going back to jail. So you can't go back to this McDonald's, all right? Okay, sir. Good luck. Thanks. Good morning.
Morning.
Who are you here?
I'm here for Anderson Herrera. Still just questions on PC. Yes.
Yeah, have you gone through the facts? Have you gone through the facts? Okay. I don't remember just because we've had so many cases. Will you refresh my memory on Mr. Anderson?
Yes, sure.
Or Mr. Herrera, sorry. I thought that PC was kind of shaky, and so that's why I wanted to appoint a lawyer to see what arguments you may or may not have.
On February 6, 2025, an officer was notified by a witness that a former student, the defendant, was
Oh, that's
inside
right.
Spring High School. The defendant was unenrolled from the school by the associate principal.
Wait. You just said in Spring High School.
Yes, I spoke to the officer to get a better picture of where he was on the campus. He walked through a gate. He was never inside the school itself, but he walked through gates to be on the property of the school.
I mean, is he on the sidewalk?
I have it on Google Maps if I can show you where he went.
Okay, yeah, come on.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think that it's pretty shaky and my client has,
So it was here, walk through this gate, get through here to go into these parking lots, to go around here.
school.
And then this is good where it's gonna go here.
Did you see?
20 years since I've done that, but.
Take a look so you can see exactly where she's talking about. I mean, he's like,
Also, you said you went through here. Parking lot. And then this is here where he was told not to come back by the principal and officers on scene, and he came back to the property, walked through a gate.
Well, it's my understanding that he was told not to come back to the school as a student. I don't think he had entered the property yet. He was basically.
so interesting. Don't come back as a student. Does that mean you can come back as a civilian?
And so where does he go if he has questions about a charter school that he's about to go to? This is the place where he naturally thought that he would go to make such inquiries and
Yeah.
standing out there cautiously not entering the building.
Okay, understood.
All right.
So just no
But
PC
I
on the
will
criminal,
now admonish him, don't go near.
but just no PC on the criminal trespass. What about the evading?
Was it fruit?
Yes, sir.
It's Friday.
I mean, I want to go see my Marvel movie. Yeah. I mean, the reviews are bad too. I shouldn't say that. I mean, all right, I'm gonna find a PC.
Maybe,
Do you have something else that you want to add?
no, just give me just a mention, nothing.
Yes, all right.
Or as a person.
Come up. Don't go back. I'm gonna find no probable cause on both of your cases now, but look, you know that they don't want you back. Don't go back as a student, as a person.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
They've got eyes on you, so you go back over there, it's just gonna end up in a bad way, right? You're on notice now, so even going near the property, it's not gonna end well. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man, good luck.
Thank you.
Judge, was that no please can vote?
Yeah,
Gonna take it, man. He doesn't get prior.
any prior DWIs?
I don't believe he's got any priors of any kind.
No. Good morning, Mr. Lozano. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 7th, 2025, at approximately 10:08 p.m., the officer was dispatched to a major crash on the 200 block of South US 50 freeway in Harris County, Texas. The officer met with other officers at the nearby gas station where they had moved the scene. The rear witness stated she was rear-ended by the defendant and was able to put the defendant behind the wheel of the vehicle. The officer observed front-end damage to the defendant's vehicle, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed slurred speech, staggering, and disorientation and confusion. The standard fields of writings were conducted, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant stated he did not drink any alcohol that day, and the defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a breath specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Williams?
The judge sounds like there's no probable cause because US 50 is not in Harris County, Texas. That's what they said it happened though.
Where is it?
It said US 50, that's not in Harris County.
And the DIMS does say 200 block of South US.
Are you serious? Do I need to look it up? I don't know.
Your Honor, the DIMS further says during the scene of the accident, which occurred on 200 block of South US 59 freeway, Harris County, Texas. But counsel is correct that before they said he responded to a major crash call for service on the 200 block of South US 50 freeway. So they put 50, but then later in the DIMS, they just put 59. So they're just two addresses, so I don't know why that's there. But they did say the accident occurred on US 59.
Well, that would be a different story.
Do you have any other evidence that is pointing to that it's at 59 or is it 50?
So, Your Honor, the only thing we have is that statement from the officer, which states that the accident occurred on 200 block of US 59 in Houston, Texas, 77004.
Is that what really happened or was it on 50?
So that's what I can explain is the officer put.
I'm not working on hunches here, man.
And I understand, Your Honor. The officer initially said he responded to a crash call for service, which occurred on US 50, but then later said the accident occurred on 59. So let me see if we,
Definitively point it is.
I'll check the OR and see if they clarify in the complete OR.
Yeah, he's gonna wait on it.
And in the OR as well, the officer says, which occurred on 200 block of US 50, Houston, Texas, 77004.
So is 50, it's not in Harris County?
He switches between 50 and 59 in the offense report, Chief.
I know probable cause.
Yes, Judge, and we understand.
All right, Joe.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Lozano, be careful out there. You know what I mean? Really. Just listen to, he's great. He'll help you out whenever you need him, you know? All right, man. Good luck.
Excuse, Judge. Okay. All right, I'll meet you in the hallway. Okay.
Hey, come on.
I know he's-
Morning, Judge.